There is something you don't want to admit, something you've been avoiding for years. Your life isn't stuck because you're unlucky. It isn't stuck because someone held you back. It isn't stuck because your time hasn't come yet. Your life is stuck because you keep choosing the same version of yourself every single day. And every day, dopamine makes that choice for you. You wake up. You feel the weight of your own mind pressing down on you. And instead of confronting it, you reach for stimulation, noise, escape, anything to drown out the truth you don't want to hear. This is the first moment your life resets itself back to failure. Not because you're doomed, but because the brain you're operating with isn't trained to tolerate reality. It's trained to tolerate comfort, and that comfort is killing you. People think rock bottom is dramatic, explosive, chaotic, obvious. That's a lie. Rock bottom is waking up every day to a life you secretly hate, but still choosing it because it's familiar. Rock bottom is when pain becomes routine, when disappointment becomes predictable, when mediocrity feels safer than potential, when you no longer believe anything better is possible. Dopamine doesn't just distract you, it conditions you to accept a life beneath your potential. The more stimulation you consume, the more powerless you become. The more you avoid discomfort, the more your life becomes defined by it. The more you escape your problems, the more they become permanent. And here is the darkest part. Dopamine doesn't even have to destroy you. It just has to keep you the same. Because when you stay the same, your future dies in silence. Your dreams rot quietly. Your identity decays slowly. Your potential fades gradually. And you don't even notice it happening, because dopamine gives you just enough pleasure to feel alive, but never enough to truly live. People wonder why discipline is so rare. It's simple. Discipline requires you to exist in reality without running from it. Most people can't last 10 seconds alone with their own thoughts. Not because those thoughts are unbearable, but because facing them would expose the life they've been avoiding, the life they could have had, the life they still could build. But every day, they choose the life that destroys them instead. You don't sabotage your life because you're weak. You sabotage it because your brain has learned that destruction feels easier than change. And it's right. Change is brutal. Change kills the version of you that dopamine has been protecting. Change forces you to meet the person you were supposed to become. Change forces you to grieve the years you wasted. Change forces you to admit you were the one holding you back. Change forces you to fight your own biology. So instead of changing, you numb it. You choose the quick hit, the quick escape, the quick relief. And then you lie to yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But you won't. Not because you don't want to, but because you are chemically incapable of wanting anything long enough to act on it. That's the truth dopamine hides from you. Addiction to stimulation is addiction to staying the same. And staying the same is the most dangerous thing you can ever do. Because here's the real nightmare. If nothing changes, nothing gets better. You won't magically become disciplined next year. You won't suddenly wake up motivated. You won't transform by accident. You won't fix your life by waiting. The person you are today is the person you will be tomorrow, unless you decide to kill that version. Discipline isn't about habits. It's about identity death. It's about destroying the version of you that destroys your life. It's about choosing the pain that leads somewhere over the comfort that leads nowhere. It's about ripping dopamine out of the driver's seat and taking control of the wheel for the first time in years. And here's the craziest part. The moment you finally take control, even once, your brain begins to remember you are capable. Your identity begins to shift. Your future begins to move. Your life begins to open. You don't need to become perfect. You just need to become someone who acts. Someone who chooses intention over impulse. Someone who refuses to accept a life that feels like a waiting room for a future that never arrives. The real reason your life never changes is because you never change the person living it. And that isn't fate. That isn't destiny. That isn't limitation. That's a decision. The first decision dopamine has been making for you your entire life. But it doesn't have to make. Part 6. You can choose differently. You can choose discomfort. You can choose discipline. You can choose yourself. And if you choose yourself long enough, consistently enough, painfully enough, the life that has been stuck for years will finally start to move. The only question left is, will you keep being the person who destroys your life, or the one who finally takes it back?